Yes, I'm sorry.
Well, basically, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and I was in a group called No Deja, and with that group, we got together with the guys from Dubmatic, and then I ended up having one of the biggest songs on the record.
So how did that happen? How did you guys link up exactly? Because you said you were with No Deja, and how did you hook up with Dubmatic?
Well, how I hooked up with Dubmatic was a good friend of mine was the lead singer of this group called Alliance Ethnique back in the day, and then Dubmatic did the opening for that group. I met them there, and then I thought that these guys were amazing. They had a great stage presence, so I introduced myself, whatever. And they had already heard of me, and then I did something at Dawson. You remember? I don't know if you guys remember, but Dawson used to have these parties during the day.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then it was like open mic. DJs was there with the mic, and people could go up there and rap. You know, J Soul was there, people like that, and people just had open mic, and I would go there and sing. And then Jérôme was Diso from Dubmatic. He's like, yo, we got to do something together, man. We have this album coming out, blah blah blah. And then one thing led to another. I went to DJ Choice's house. He had the beat already. And then they were like, okay, this is the subject. If you can write something about that. And then right then and there in the basement, we wrote the song. And then the next day,
you had writer credit on that?
Yeah.
Damn.
I hope so.
And then the next day we went to Studio Economique, I believe. I don't think it exists anymore.
No,
probably not in Montreal.
Yeah. So anyways, we went there, we recorded it. It happened so fast. Like it was like in a matter of weeks after the song was recorded, we shot the video right away, and then once the video started playing,
they were opening up for Black Street Boys.
Was it based on something?
That shit was humongous.
for
Any of our listeners that's around 30 years old, for sure you heard this song before.
Yeah.
There was a song by Dubmatic named Soul Pleureur.
Yeah.
And Barnev here was on the hook, and he murdered that
Thanks,
hook.
bro.
The reason I say that is because as a 12, 13-year-old, because that's about 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
20 years ago, as a 12, 13-year-old, I can't tell you how many times I tried to sing along to because I didn't speak English back then. So I was trying to say whatever you were saying.
Wow.
And to me, it felt the same way the hook felt on that Coolio song, Gangster's Paradise. Like, what you did felt the same to me.
Right. Well, it was weird that you say that because the director...
The movie, the video director, right? I felt like the video was shot in the same similar way.
It was kind of based on that. Well, kind of similar. They wanted that type of... Yeah.
I don't remember all that. Oh,
yeah. As a 12-year-old, that it automatically took me back to the Coolio video and seeing him in that video.
For the actual writing, was that based on something, or you just went off the top?
Well, at that time, there was a lot of people dying, and killings for no reason in Montreal at that time. And we had a friend that got shot, and we just wanted to underline, we just wanted to talk about it in a way where asking questions of why is this happening and why are we losing it, and after people die, what happens, and circumstances around our neighborhoods and stuff. So we just wanted to talk about it, and that was the subject. It was nothing that we calculated or anything. We just wanted to do a song about that, and then
I came out.
And then that shit was big.
Yeah. How was the reception directly? Obviously, we all knew it was a big song, but to you, how was the reception? How did people treat you after that? How did it open any doors for you?
Well, in the beginning, nothing was happening. It was like that song from Pharrell, Happy. When he came out with it, nobody wanted to hear it. But as soon as the video came out, everybody went crazy.
Especially
so it's kind of the same thing that happened with us. Like we were, we wanted the song to play on the radio. People were like, "No, we can't play this hip hop." Blah blah blah. Wow. But as soon as the video came out, people started calling, and then the video started playing, and then they started playing on the radio. We got invited everywhere. We toured. We went to Europe. We did Canada. It was crazy.
How was the reception in Europe for a French record from Quebec? Well, it sounded international.
Yeah, it did sound
Right.
Like,
They thought
it
I was
from
American.
Europe.
Everybody thinks I'm American.
Okay.
They thought I was American. And we opened up for Ayam, Passy, all that whole
French rap scene.
rap scene. And we toured with them all over Europe.
Mhm.
And it was great. Yeah.
Oh.
Now, I'm actually curious for both of you guys to hear what your Haitian parents thought about you deciding to get into the music
It's funny
industry.
because we
I
had
wanna
a
hear
podcast.
Renzel's,
No, man, his is very interesting. It's more interesting.
Well, me, it's like I come from a background of parents like they're very religious.
They're Haitian,
You know,
like
they're
us.
Haitian, yeah.
You started in church?
I started in church.
Okay.
I figured.
You know what I mean? But my parents were like, okay, they weren't for it, but they weren't against it.
Okay.
Say the part about the deal that you had to deal and stuff.
Well,
No, before you get to the deal, I'm
Oh.
assuming you tell your parents, I want to sing. And
no,
they're like,
they didn't know. Like
That's the story.
my parents never knew until they saw me on television.
That doesn't surprise. I would have been the same way.
until
No,
they saw
he
you
had
on
a
that
deal.
Dubmatic
His friends
video.
didn't know.
Until they saw me on TV.
I'm the same
yeah.
way. I'm the
Yeah.
same way.
The reason why,
I would have
right,
been the same way.
is because if I would have told them what I was doing, they probably would have tried to stop me
Shut it down
and
real
try
quick.
to shut me down. But as soon as they started, because it's like it's perception.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh yeah, especially for us Haitians.
Yeah, and the
if we didn't
Haitians-
see it, if we didn't
Exactly.
see it somewhere else, it's not
not
happening.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like their friends have to talk about it for them to be proud of you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah, Haitians
it's-
live for
it's-
others.
It's like that. So when their friends started calling my parents, say, "Hey, did you know your son's on TV right
You
now?"
can say it in Barnev.
Exactly. So that's what happened, and then I just never told them anything. I was signed to a deal. I didn't say anything. I was just doing me, and then once I got on, they saw me on TV and they would ask me, "So what's going on?" So I was like, "Okay, well, this is what's going on. This and that. This is what I want to do for a career." And then they saw how serious I was, and they saw that like, okay, well, if he got on TV, because for them TV is a box,
yeah,
that nobody
gets in.
gets in, like
Literally.
You know. So for them, it was like, okay, so if he got there, that means he knows what he's doing. We're gonna let him go, and we're gonna let him do what he has to do. And then after that, Celine Dion.
Actually, before the internet,
Yeah.
it was pretty much that way for almost everybody.